Hello everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to install Kali Linux on VirtualBox. So, a couple things before we get started. As you're aware, Kali Linux is I guess a specialty distro of Linux. It's used for pen testing and security auditing. Uh, you should not use this as your daily driver. Don't be dumb. Alright, let's get started. So first thing, and I'm using the latest version of VirtualBox. It does not support 32-bit hosts. You can get 32-bit support until I believe it's 2020, but it'll stay on I guess the old version. But it doesn't matter. All right, so new. So just for the sake of walking you through it, I'm going to keep it on guided mode. This is expert mode though, and it's doesn't really matter. All right, so I'm just going to call it Kali Linux, and it's going to default to Linux. Although I believe no. Okay. Well, we'll default it to that. It recommends a gigabyte of RAM. This is, that's more than sufficient for what most people do with VMs. I just give it 2. It also asks for a virtual hard disk. Recommended size of the disk is 8 gigabytes. No. You can change it later. You can expand the drive and all that. I recommend doing at least 20. And as you heard my cat in the background, she agreed with me by meowing, so she recommends it too. So, we're going to create a virtual disk. Uh, File type doesn't really matter if you're using VirtualBox. I normally just go with a VDI. Now, this does matter. Dynamically allocated versus fixed size. We can read what it does, I'll just tell you. Dynamically allocated, the drive will start out small and fill up to the maximum space, up to the maximum size of whatever you specify. I've used that in the past, and in this day and age with storage being so cheap, I just do fixed size. The fixed size, it'll take longer to create, generally faster, so we're going to go with fixed size. Although, if you do have issues with storage space, you can do dynamically allocated. Just remember, read and write operations might be a little bit slower. We're going to hit next. I'm going to give it 20 gigabytes. Oh god, okay, well, you can type it in too. This slider drives me insane. Like, I don't know, why would I want to do 20.1? We're going to do 20.1, that's fine. Also, you want to save a location for it to save. I'm just going to save it to this. We're creating it. Now, depending on your machine, it might take a long time to create. I'm saving it to my C disk, which is an SSD. So that's going to create create it rather quickly. So I don't have to cut out this video, or I don't have to make cuts. Yay. As long as nothing pops up on my screen, of course. Do 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 do. Oh, and I know Kali Linux has other images. I recommend getting whatever one you want. Like, they have different desktop environments. I normally stick with XFCE or LXDE, but it's your choice. Okay, this is created. Boom. Alright. Now, before I even boot it up, I'm gonna make some changes. I don't really care about disk encryption. Display wise, we're gonna up the video memory just a little bit, make it a little bit more smoother. Alright. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you can go through and change all of this. Which is useful. I might do. Oh, you can also set your CPU count. So I'm just using 1. I could give it as. Really? Oh, okay. Well, I can give it as many as I want. I'm just gonna do 1. We're gonna allow all this. Good. We're gonna boot it up. First time we boot it up, it's going to be like select a disk to use. Alright, let's select our startup disk. Kali Linux. Start. Oh, right control is automatically capture. Now, hell, hang on. Sorry about that. I'm going to make this. Okay. Yes, capture the keyboard. So we can do any type of install we want. I'm going to do graphical install. If for whatever reason graphical install does not seem to work, you you should use just the text install. Alright, we're going to continue, continue, continue. The installation's pretty self-explanatory, but I'll walk it through. You know, if any errors pop up, let me know in the comments. I'll reply and see about helping you out. It's going to detect the network hardware. It's going to auto-configure it. Come on, do your thing. Alright, give it a host name. Just going to call it Kali. Domain name, Kali.local. Or actually, we could do Kali.vm. Doesn't really matter. Just going to do password. Very weak password. I'm going to set our time. That's going to detect the disks. Now remember, this will be the disk you created. I'm just going to use the entire disk. And there you go, 21.6 gigabytes, ATA VBox hard disk. Alright. And I'm going to throw everything in one partition because it's a VM. You don't have to make it fancy. It's going to copy data to disk. And we're going to exist while it does its thing. My tutorials, I generally don't cut videos out, or cut or copy or do any of that. Just to give examples of how long things take and that sort of thing, and to address any errors that pop up. So, yeah. Oh yeah, we also. Oh, well, I don't care about guest editions, but if you want more, I believe shared folders, shared clipboard, drag and drop. I believe you need the guest edition CD. I think. Although, without using VirtualBox, you can set up your own shared folder, I believe. So that's not that big of a deal. Oh, this offers recording, huh? Oh, wow. Maybe I should have used that. Oh. Oh, what's this? Oh, okay. Oh, I don't remember seeing this in a while. Sorry, we're just clicking around while it installs the system. Uh, oh, shit. Alright, well. Oh, that was okay. That was that was gold. All right, I'm just gonna go into regular install. Oh shit! All right, get rid of that. I don't care about that. I hmm, probably shouldn't have did that. It's okay though. We're starting over. But I'm using the text interface. You will see not so much. I don't want to say how quicker because that's how faster. It really isn't. It's just useful if you are installing Kali or whatever on a on like a lower end machine. It's good to use the graphical installer. I guess it is. I guess it's quicker in the sense of you can just quickly, you know, use your keyboard instead of the mouse. It's whatever. But I do plan on making some more videos on information security. So I planned on showing off Parrot OS. I believe it's. I don't know. I'm starting to see like a shift to people using that over Kali. I don't actually know why. I've not evaluated it myself. I will though. As you saw, I had it downloaded. But yeah, we're just gonna let this copy to disk. I'm afraid to click anything. Last I checked, you are installing to the SSD. I'm I'm gonna be careful about clicking things, but I am curious how fast this bad boy is installing. Um, and yeah, obviously you can look at my SSD and see, but that's no okay. I guess it is kind of fast. Actually, what about CPU utilization? Oh, I only gave it one. That's right. That could be a bottleneck. Hmm. Well, either way, you can probably skip to the end. Once it's finished, I'm just gonna boot it up. But yeah, it is very easy to install. I'm probably gonna showcase Kali and Parrot security, maybe some tool usage within reason. Maybe how to set up labs too. I I wouldn't mind doing that. But for the sake of finishing this, I'm just going to exist, and we're going to let the progress bar hit it. And yeah, I'll restate this. I don't really edit my videos, so I guess expect to see a lot of staring at a progress bar if I'm doing the same thing. I mean, I don't know. I suppose I could start. I suppose I could see about doing cuts in the future. Or maybe that the cool little transition thing where it fades out and fades into me doing it. But then you wouldn't get cool little insights along the way. Yeah. We are almost there. Also, pro tip if you use Kali Linux a lot for projects and you always remake a VM, just clone the VM you have. Like install it, configure it the way you want, and then just clone it. And then, you know, you just delete the VM you used when you're done with your project, and then you have a second one ready to go. It's very useful. I know VMs take seconds, but well, in this case, I think we're on. Let me check actually. Yeah, we're on about 14 minutes. I mean, we can cut the time in half because I decided to make the program crash. So it might take 7 minutes. If you have a faster system than mine, it'll probably take 3 or 4. But why? That's 3 or 4 minutes. That's not enough time to drink your coffee. You know, my cat Sasha's staring at me and just kind of bobbing her head like she agrees with me. Okay. Oh, here we go. Do you want to use a network mirror? Yes, you do. No proxy. If you do have a proxy, remember to enter it here. If not, you can enter it later, I guess. It's gonna configure apt. It's gonna retrieve the file lists. I don't think it's gonna update. No, it's not gonna update it right away though. Now, it may seem to freeze for a moment and just kind of exist on the screen. Don't worry. Yeah, see, it's going to install grub. It shouldn't even prompt me. It should just install it to the master boot record, which is, of course, not on your physical machine. It's on your guest machine. Okay, it is going to ask me and hit yes. And I guess always verify it's your virtual hard disk. Don't have a happy little accident. Alright. Although I've never seen VirtualBox be like, oh yeah, let's install to your actual boot partition and break your boot. I've never seen that. I did hear for earlier versions that was a bug, like before my time earlier versions, so what, 15 years ago, give or take? Alright, installation's complete. Now, we also have to remember to remove the disk. Okay, well, it's going to finish doing what it's doing. We also have to remember to remove the disk. Also, if you're analyzing malware and all that fun stuff and you're using Kali Linux, I recommend, I guess, not connecting it to the network. Yeah. Or creating a creating like a VLAN, setting up a fancy thing. And also, of course, remember malware can escape a VM. As in, it can go from your guest machine to your host machine. I've only seen that once or twice, though, to be honest. But I don't sit around and analyze malware, though. And I'm sure if you analyze malware for a living, you're probably not watching my videos. But if you're new to this sort of thing, and you are watching my videos, well, just remember what I said. Also, is this going to finish? Holy hell. There we go. Okay. Now, it is going to reboot. Okay, it's not going to ask me to remove the disk. The disk is still in there, I believe, but that's fine. It's going to load. Okay, enter your password. Default username is root. Password is what you set. No. And here, oh, yep, okay. And here we are. Here's Kali Linux. Alright, that's going to be it for this tutorial. In the next one, well, I don't actually know. I mean, I guess I'd start going over tools and, hey, you just installed Kali, here's how you configure some things. But anyway, hope you enjoyed it, and if you have any issues with the installation, please comment. You know, if you can, provide screenshots, link them on Imgur or something, and I'd be more than happy to help in my spare time. Alright, that's all though. Peace.